Right at the beginning of the game, if you go to this fountain in the entrance plaza before going up the stairs, you can actually get a shotgun. The best way to get it safely is by just grabbing a bench and clearing out a bunch of zombies. How's it going, my evil residents? Today I'll be giving you 25 quick tips for Dead Rising Deluxe Remastered to help you get started in the early game. This can be a very punishing game for new and low level players, but with all the tips in this video you should be able to get your footing and learn the game much quicker. There will be no spoilers as these tips can all be done by the time you get to the first boss, aka the first hour of the game. So nothing besides the Carlito boss will be spoiled for you, and none of these tips will have an in-game tutorial. Unless otherwise stated, these tips will also work for the original game as well. If you find these useful, drop a like and subscribe for more Dead Rising videos in the future, and let's get back into the video. When you save this couple on the rooftop, you can get 10,000 PP, which is what the XP is called in this game, to help you level up by taking a photo of them right when they hug.
Natalie!
Jeff! Oh, thank God you're okay.
Oh, Natalie, I'll never let you go again.
There's a second warehouse entrance on the left side of the rooftop. This entrance helps you avoid the extra zombies that spawn in the warehouse in later nights, and it gives you easier access to the items up on the shelves, like a sledgehammer. It also lets you avoid the zombies that spawn in the elevators on later days. A good starting weapon in the warehouse, oddly enough, is these mannequins. Throw them at the wall to break them and grab their torsos. They have bad durability, but the torsos one-hit zombies, so they're really good as a starting weapon. Cardboard boxes are everywhere in the mall, and there's a bunch of them specifically in the warehouse. They can give you really good stuff, so make sure you open them. They can give you weapons, food, mixing ingredients, cookable food, and some other garbage, but it's worth a couple seconds to break them because most of the time you'll get something actually useful. Paradise Plaza, the first area of the mall that you enter, has 2 bookstores with lots of useful books. All the effects of these books are on screen and will help you with either learning the game, getting some extra early PP, or making your early game weapons a lot stronger. The bookstores are right outside the security entrance and below Colombian Roastmasters. Make sure you grab the photo books before starting Kent's mission for a lot of extra PP. Speaking of which, the 2 photos you need for Kent's mission in Paradise Plaza are a photo of him taking a photo while he's kind of crouched down,
500 PP for my...
and a photo of him doing a fist bump.
Perfect.
Nice shot! You did it!
Make sure you're pretty close to him to get the amount of PP that he asks for. If you're far away from him, you will not get as much. After this mission, Kent will give you a photo challenge. This challenge changed in the remaster to being an outtake photo instead of an erotica photo. I'll show you how to get it for the remaster and the original on this tip right here. Grab 4 or 5 Lego heads and put them on some zombies. Take a picture with 750 PP that says outtake and has a light blue on the menu in the bottom right corner, and you're good.
Perfect.
In the original, play the main story as you normally would until Jesse is sitting on the green benches in the security room and engage in some degeneracy by taking an upskirt photo. It'll say erotica and the menu will be pink in the bottom right corner. Make sure you lock these photos on either version by going into your photo menu in the pause menu and pressing whatever button it says depending on your platform or version of the game. For Xbox, on the Deluxe Remaster, it's the Y button, which I would assume would be triangle for PlayStation. Not sure what it is on PC, but all the controls are in the bottom right, as with most Capcom games. You can get a free SMG in Paradise Plaza right after leaving the security room anytime you want by taking this path right here. It won't respawn until you get rid of the current copy or lose it or use all of the bullets, but otherwise it is always here. This is the case for any weapons. You can also get a free katana anytime you want by going to Colombian Roastmasters, taking this path. The same respawn rules apply to this as I mentioned for the SMG. Near both of these is orange juice, one of the best food sources in the game. Colombian Roastmaster has an infinite supply of orange juice in this fridge here. It is a great food source, heals a lot of health, and it can also be mixed with a lot of items to craft nearly every juice in the game. Speaking of which, both Jill's Sandwiches and Colombian Roastmasters, 2 of the restaurants in Paradise Plaza, have really reliable food sources. First of all, orange juice. Then they give you lots of other smaller food items that you can mix into mixed drinks. I'll list those mixed drinks that you can make now with an easy recipe for each. All of these can be crafted in Paradise Plaza right from the start. Spitfire turns Frank's spit attack into a lethal projectile. You can spit by aiming and shooting with an empty hand like you would with a gun. Untouchable prevents zombies from grabbing you. Fleetfoot, or Quickstep in the original, makes you run incredibly fast. Zombait attracts enemies to you, which can help with escorting slow survivors that keep getting grabbed. Just hang out kind of near the survivor. Zombies will aggro to you instead of the survivor most of the time. Randomizer makes Frank gassy and will make him get gas flare-ups and make you drop your weapon. Best to just avoid this one or recraft it into something else. Nectar makes the spawn rate of wasp queens go up a lot. This will be more useful in the late game, but I can't really explain that without spoiling some stuff. You'll understand later why it's useful as you play the game. It's pretty clear. Energizer makes you immune to damage for a short time, but has the rarest ingredients. The easiest way to craft this is with an orange juice and cabbages or lettuce, which can be gotten from boxes or in Theater 5 of the movie theater. If you get raw or frozen food from a box, there's a microwave at Jill's Sandwiches that you can cook it in to make it heal a lot more. Early on, you unlock the jump kick melee move, which is super useful for getting past 1 or 2 zombies without wasting weapon durability. It says how to do this in the menu and when you unlock it, but make sure you keep an eye out for it as it is a very useful move even up until level 50, just for getting through huge crowds of zombies very easily. Moving on to some tips in the movie theater area. Each theater has a good selection of items. In Theater 1, you can get some mannequin torsos without having to go back to the security room. In Theaters 2 and 3, you can get a lot of coffee creamer. These don't stop spawning like the ones in the security office, so this is a really reliable source of coffee creamer if you need it for mixing or food. Lastly, Theater 5 has cabbages, mannequins, and a stun gun, which are all very useful. Cabbages help you make the Energizer mixed drink that makes you invincible. Stun guns are great on human enemies, and we already talked about mannequins. Moving on to the food court. After beating Carlito, which the shotgun from the entrance plaza that I mentioned at the beginning of the video is really great for, he drops a magazine that increases all gun damage for any gun. Just go back up to where he was in the boss fight and pick it up off the floor. The food court has a ton of wine in this area by the entrance. It's a great place to heal, stock up, and heal survivors, especially if you have a lot of them at once, since you don't have to carry the food around in your inventory. This is especially helpful for early game when you don't have as many inventory slots to carry a bunch of healing items. Up on the chef sign by the wine that I just mentioned, you can climb it by taking this path, and you can get a free SMG. The ice cream shop has tons of ingredients for Fleetfoot as well as a blender, so you can always just hop behind the counter, stock up on about 3 or 4 Fleetfoots, and it makes crossing the grassy area between the mall entrances super easy. Lastly, I want to give you 3 tips for New Game Plus. Since this is a new addition to the remaster, hopefully these couple cool things and the previous tips will really help you along with the tough beginning of the game. After beating the game once, you get access to a blender near the security room, and a magazine that lets you mix any item to get non-juice items. Here's 3 things you can mix to get 3 super OP items that you normally would not be able to get in a playthrough, or maybe you would be able to get once. If you mix a Mega Buster from the theater area and a fire extinguisher from the warehouse hallway, you can get a rocket launcher. If you mix 2 SMGs, which I already showed you how to get already, but one is above the security room through that secret path from the stairs, and the other one is by the chef sign in the food court, you can mix both of them to get an assault rifle. These 2 are usually only available in the overtime mode, so they're super useful for an NG Plus playthrough, especially early on. The rocket launcher especially is good for fighting the prisoners because it one-hits all of them. Lastly, if you mix that machine gun with the Mega Buster from the movie theater, you get a giant heavy machine gun that normally just drops from the prisoners in the grassy area, but this is a much easier way to get it. Thank you very much for watching to the end. I hope you enjoyed these tips. If you liked the video, or if you learned something, please drop a like. If you didn't like the video or you didn't learn anything, please drop a dislike and let me know another tip that you have for any other people new to this game in the comments below. I know there's some other early game tips, but I wanted to keep it pretty spoiler-free as I possibly could for newer players, because this game is a great experience to learn and discover stuff on your own. So I kept all the secrets and stuff like that just to one area of the mall, or at least I tried to. I included a couple things in the food court because that's where the first boss takes place, and there's a lot of cool stuff in there. But yeah, if you want some more Dead Rising content on this channel, let me know in the comments. Subscribe to see that content, or my main content, Resident Evil and COD Zombies. We do have a Discord if you would like to chat about the game, chat about whatever you feel like, honestly, over there. We do also have channel memberships if you feel inclined, but no pressure, of course. And yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Stay evil, my residents.